Welcome back. President Biden calls cybersecurity attacks the biggest security risk to America today. While we are just beginning to understand how immense that risk truly is, businesses and entities have been attacked, and they're looking at their bottom line. And it's not just large corporations facing staggering losses. Joining us this morning is cybersecurity insurance expert Antoinette Vanasek to talk about how we can all protect ourselves. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, we're hearing more and more about this, President Biden talking about it. How bad is it getting, and what should we be doing to protect ourselves? I mean, this is wide-ranging. We're talking about big businesses, small businesses, social media accounts being held ransom, literally.
It's very bad. It's so bad that I was just informed that another victim has been perpetrated, which had a $5 million credit line opened up in their name. That's how bad it is.
Was this a business or an individual?
It was a business.
Okay. What should we be doing to protect ourselves?
It seems the perennial question that needs to be asked is, why are businesses kicking the can down the road? They view it as not a serious problem, or they view it as it's not going to happen to me. Either way, it is going to happen to you. It's just a matter of when, and now is the time to deal with it. So what you need to be doing is reviewing your network, do mock trials, update your software, put in multi-factor authentication. These are all things that can help thwart an attack. These things are not being done at some companies. I don't want to paint a broad brush and say that's not happening with all. Some are not doing it. Others put the responsibility on IT, but it really needs to be an initiative across the entire company.
Antoinette, is cybersecurity insurance going to be a thing of the future? Is it going to be even required in certain states like California?
It is. The federal government and the state government is going to make that a requirement. In fact, they've already formulated regulations that you will not be able to do business with them unless you have that in place.
I think people need to understand the scope of it all, because you and I have had conversations about this, on the phone, because I was trying to understand it. I mean, this is when these hacks happen, sometimes these companies literally have to throw away all of their computers. Right. Sometimes they have to do that because the computers, the networks have been damaged beyond repair. Cybersecurity insurance can help pay for those losses, so that way the business does not incur that loss. Of course, it also pays for the ransomware. It also pays for the forensics that's required to even see if the data has been lost, or it needs to be recovered, or it's gone outside the company. So talk about it pays for a lot of things. Right. Talk about the domino effect of a hack, right? So if you're a small company, e-commerce, and you get hacked, and then what ends up happening is they're getting information, all the credit card information that you have, and it's just like a domino effect.
It is. And people do not understand that your information, when it gets out there, it's also appearing on the dark web, and they're also using it out there, and they're selling it to other nefarious characters who are using it for God knows what. So once it gets out there, you don't have any control over it.
Right,
and
it's scary.
I certainly don't want my information out there, and I would be upset with that company if they didn't take the proper controls.
Okay, we've got 20 seconds before we go to break. Is this insurance expensive?
It depends on the industry, your amount of sales, and what kind of controls you have in place for a potential hack. So it's really important that you have controls in place.
Okay. And Antoinette Vanasek, thank you so much for joining us. We got to go to break, but it's an important conversation. Thank you again.
Thank you.